Hello and welcome to Commodity Champions. I'm Manisha Gupta. Well, the top of the talk and the conversation clearly continues to be the gold prices, where we have seen all-time highs, a string of that really, so much so that for the international markets, we've seen levels of $3,475 an ounce and above that. And for the Indian prices, 99,000 plus kind of levels. It's a lakh rupees really when you go out to buy gold, and much higher than that. If you look at the gold prices itself, it has outperformed various asset classes and various other commodities within the space itself. We have seen gold prices gain up by 31% in this year now. The gold prices are up by 47% in the last 12 months as well. And with the kind of scenario that we are working with, even as the gold prices are heating up, but the markets do believe that until the tariff as a concern continues, until the time you do see recession concerns in US, and the fact that you could be looking at more statements and tweets coming in from the US president talking about the US Fed autonomy or independence being taken away, and then of course investigation into critical minerals, all of that has led to premium in case of gold prices. It has become a major safe haven, especially at a time where you have the dollar index trading at a 3-year lows, and that's exactly how the various other currencies have been doing as well. If you look at the banks and brokerages on the kind of levels that they have been talking about, well, it's much on the higher side. With Bank of America to Citi to Goldman Sachs talking about 3,700 on the higher side. And if such situation continues, then an extreme case can take the gold prices to $4,000 an ounce as well in this current year itself. While, of course, there's a lot of caution as well, as people tell you to await those corrections as well. 8 to 10 to 15% of a downside is another thing that the market seems to be waiting for at this point in time. Well, it is also going to be an interesting period, because this is the month where you also have Akshaya Tritiya, an auspicious time where Indians go out and buy gold. And then that is exactly when the wedding season and the festival season also begins. With these all-time high prices, the questions that I'm going to be putting to my guests is on where do they see the gold prices going, and how is gold at these all-time highs changing buying patterns in case in Indian markets there. Joining me on the show is Suvankar Sen from Senco. I have with me Varghese Alukkas joining us from Jos Alukkas. Shreyansh Kapoor is from Kashi Jewels. And we also have Avinash Gupta joining in to weigh in on where the gold prices can be headed and the way forward from here. Suvankar, hi. I'll start with you first. And gold price as a discussion really seems to have become like a everyday conversation. People wake up talking about gold prices and perhaps go to bed doing the same. What is your sense as we stand very close to $3,500 an ounce? Where do you see gold prices headed from here?
To see, Manisha, every time a gold price reaches any level, we feel that there is always a chance of it going above by 10 more percent and below by 10 more percent anytime, especially with the volatility that we have been seeing in the last 5 months, 6 months. I think that movement of 10%, above or below has become a very common thing. So, when we see all these predictions by the big banks and Goldman Sachs and all of them of 3,800, I don't see that it is it will be a surprise anymore. Nothing surprises us anymore, because what it is today also, I think that people always thought that, yes, it will reach, but the pace and the speed at which things are moving is a little too fast for comfort. And I think consumers that you were saying that how they are behaving in this kind of a moving situation. So if you really ask, Manisha, I think value-wise, the jewelry business for everyone, it will always be a good number. The prices have moved up by almost 25-30%. But obviously, this price movement will impact volumes. The budget of the consumers will not increase to the rate of which the gold prices are increasing. So we are anyway looking at a volume dip of 20-25%, though value-wise, you will always see that there is going to be a growth of 10-15% across the industry. So that's how it is. And, lightweight jewelry, people are working within budgets, 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs, 10 grams itself is about a lakh now. So therefore, we need to all work towards fulfilling that demand. But we are proud to be a part of the industry. Once again, gold has proved that in any times of crisis, this is the commodity to go for. So even if it corrects, I think that the faith and trust on the gold as a commodity will only become stronger, and consumers will look forward in buying it anytime they would be able to buy it. So that's the way to look at it.
Oh, well, absolutely. Shreyansh, my next question is to you. I actually want to get the elephant out of the room first. So what is your sense? As Suvankar says, well, 3,800 could also go and doesn't surprise him anymore. What is your sense? What range are you working with in sense of prices?
So, Manisha, this morning waking up and seeing the Shubh figure of 101, 1,01,000, like in India, we always have the number one coming in, and then we always consider that very auspicious, very Shubh. So, I think it's a great sign for our industry to start and mark Akshaya Tithi, which is going to start next week. I feel, which we had a talk last week, and, we were at that time looking at a figure of 3,700. But the way things are, I mean, now we're looking at a 3,900 figure. So from the consumer point of view, it makes things difficult because the budget is what does not, like Suvankar was rightly saying, the budget does not change so fast as the way the gold is going up. So, I mean, that is really making a difference for customers' mindset. They have to rework their thought, maybe, and the manufacturers also have to rework the product. We have to start making very light jewelry, which is going to be in the budget range.
Oh, well, yes, a lot of things change as we go forward from here because of 46% of gain in gold prices in a matter of 12 months is something that the street hasn't seen in a very, very long time. Avinash, as I said, my first sense from all of you really is going to be about prices. Everybody seems to be rejoicing the fact that Indian households hold a lot of gold. So clearly in that sense, we've seen investment returns quite on the higher side. But from these levels, what is your sense? Where are prices going?
See, honestly, I am with all my panelists. The gold is going higher, and it might surprise 3,800, 3,900 also. In last interview with you, you asked me what's your take. I said before the April end, it might touch 3,500. And now with the parabolic move of gold, I don't think it is very difficult for it to touch 3,800 also. And on a small note, I want to differ with my co-panelists, even though they are retailers. Definitely, I feel the consumer in India has surprised always, and it has given the kind of volume it has already always been giving to the country jewelry community, and it will give in this year also at this price also. The volumes will not go down because gold has given a solid return to everyone. And if I look at all the portfolio managers, they have always been advocating that gold is a dead investment. Today, they are talking about 15 to 20% of gold should be there in their portfolio. So I don't think gold quantity is going to go down in the coming months.
I absolutely agree with that, Avinash, because a lot of people have been saying that gold is an idle investment and you shouldn't be putting too much of your portfolio diversification within that. A lot of them are really doing a U-turn here. Mr. Alukkas, I want to take away from what Avinash just said that, well, yes, value-while we might see the sales go higher, volume might see a decline, but we do understand that Indian consumers can surprise. Is that something that you're looking at as well? What is your sense on the kind of sales we might look at this Akshaya Tritiya and the wedding season? And first of all, what's your sense on prices?
Yeah, we are very positive on coming Akshaya Tritiya, where all the jewelers have been stocking up. As you know, the gold prices has gone up. So there were a lot of demands for lightweight jewelry, where we are working on with the lightweight jewelry, which can be budget friendly to the customers. The gold price today, if you look into the price in the morning, it has gone up by 275 rupees per gram for 22 carat jewelry. So this is something a shock for the jewelers and even the customers who are looking into the morning newspaper or in the TV or social media. They are coming to know about this much of hike in the price. So we all are really waiting for this Akshaya to come and happen, and we are preparing to get into the ornaments in such a way that we are able to now almost we have started taking the bookings for the Akshaya Tritiya with a lot of promotions, offers, gold gift coins. So we still have confidence that Indian customers specifically buy during the festival season like Akshaya Tritiya, and we are very confident that it will happen, and the prices have been going higher and higher. It gives more confidence for the customers to buy jewelry again and again, as mentioned by everyone, that it is not a dead investment or it is not a style statement. People keep on buying as the prices appreciate. So every expectation is very high on the Akshaya sales, which is going to come April 30th.
Oh, well, absolutely. Akshaya Tritiya is going to be a test of on whether or not the Indian consumers have digested these higher prices. Are they going to only buy gold as a token, perhaps move to a silver or platinum, which is at $1,000 an ounce? So it really is going to be quite interesting to see on how the Indian consumer behaves this Akshaya Tritiya, a day when most of the Indians step out and do buy some sense of gold there. So, Shankar, just coming back to you, and all of you have said $3,700 to $3,900 per ounce as a possibility on the higher side now. So, Shankar, when it comes to Akshaya Tritiya, when it comes to people buying gold, stepping out, do you also see a chase in pattern now? Do you see lightweight jewelry? Do you see low carat jewelry? More innovations, more themes, more designs perhaps in work?
Yes, we are. We are actually. If you hear the feedback of all of us panelists, we are dealing with the consumers. And last 1-2 months, we have actually got a lot of feedback from the consumers that we need to keep on creating more and more products which are within the budget. So if the prices have gone up by 30-40%, at least reduction of weight by 15-20% will only make it easier. The designs needs to be sleeker. Diamond jewelry is also taking a good I would say support because of the gold prices going up. People are preferring 14 karat, 18 karat jewelry. Either it is in plain gold or studded with diamonds. So I think that is also getting a boost because of the increase in gold price. Platinum also it's a much smaller niche segment, but compared to gold, obviously platinum is much cheaper today. So for the men's jewelry, I think platinum can play a big role for people to invest, because if you really look at it, the way the gold prices have moved up so much, the other metals have not increased in their prices. So that always keeps an opportunity for the upside. But yes, from a manufacturing point of view, the weight has to be lighter for now till the Indian consumers gets used to this new levels and new prices. And while we can always see that upside of 10% is there, but in our heart and in our mind, we also hope that even if the price is correct to some extent, be it whatever, 5, 7, 10%, it will only encourage the Indian consumers to come and buy more, hoping that the prices will go up in the future.
Oh, well, absolutely. Once the people get adjusted to these higher prices, you will see them coming in. Clearly, the consumers found 40,000 expensive, and then 50, and then 60, and we're standing at ₹1 lakh at 10 grams now. It is going to take some time for the consumers to get adjusted to that 5-figure there. Avinash, as Shankar said, well, yes, platinum seems to be coming into play yet again. You deal both with gold and silver as well. Have you seen some rub-off effect coming in on silver? With gold getting so expensive, is silver making its due deserve now?
No, definitely silver is going up. Silver sales are going up because the jewelry which is nowadays made in India on silver is equivalent quality of gold. So aspirational people who are not having the deeper pocket to buy gold jewelry, silver jewelry is complementing them, and silver jewelry is going in a good way. And things are in a positive mode for silver also, Manisha.
Shreyansh, the other thing that the street will watch out for is perhaps more studded jewelry, as again Shankar said that diamonds are coming back in a big way, and we are looking at studded jewelry, gemstones, precious stones coming. Is that making inroads yet again?
Yes, coming from Kanpur and UP, heart of India, we see a lot of middle class and upper middle class customers moving, they're changing their demand from gold towards diamond jewelry. And it's in both the categories of 18 karat diamond jewelry as well as 14 karat diamond jewelry, because they're really budget friendly. They add bling, they add sparkle, they look great, they stand out in the crowd. And jewelry is all about celebration. It's all about feeling good. It's all about happiness. And Akshaya, like we say, something which never ends. So, as gold itself is about 50% value-wise in a diamond jewelry. So, the gold itself will appreciate. And now the natural diamonds have also started appreciating. So it's a win-win for customers to pick up diamond jewelry.
Mr. Alukkas, coming in from south of India, where gold is prime, and I can imagine on how people would be counting on the kind of returns that they've seen in those huge, big gold jewelry that they buy there. Even as the prices are trading at ₹1 lakh 10 grams right now, Do you see South India as well going in for studded jewelry, or do you think South India will do what it does best, buy only gold jewelry?
No, as you say that this diamond jewelry is picking up into the South markets also, as because of this price point and as you said, sparkling style statement with the diamond jewelry. And most of the traditional customers still looking into above 40 or some above 50 still looking into gold jewelry, but the young crowd or the youngsters are looking into lightweight diamond jewelry, which most of the stores are performing more than 15-20%, which is above from earlier years. So diamond jewelry is picking up because of the style statement, the costing, and 18 karat jewelry, the prices of gold and the percentage of gold is lesser. So even diamond jewelry is slowly picking up along with the men's jewelry in platinum. Also, we feel that silver jewelry also is being used by the customers in some time when the gold prices are high. So when you see overall, we get more percentage other than gold, which is going into diamond jewelry, platinum jewelry, and silver jewelry.
All right, so we've spoken about prices, we've spoken about sales, and of course the buying patterns, and the fact that people are also looking at platinum and silver in replacement of gold, which is trading at ₹1,00,000 at 10 grams. You still have to get used to saying that number again and again. But gentlemen, stay on with us. We'll go for a very short break. When we come back, we'll also look at the market of exchange and scrap in sense of jewelry, which also seems to have surged up with the kind of prices that we are dealing with after this break. Welcome back. You're watching Commodity Champions, and we are dealing with the ₹1,00,000 of 10 grams when it comes to gold prices. So, Anka, would you say that the exchange market seems to be really picking up? Because we do understand that exchange of old jewelry for new jewelry usually is a 15 to 20% of a market, but that really seems to have gone to almost 40, even 50% in case of some jewelers.
Manisha, what we are seeing is that the exchange percentage is close to 35, between 35 to 40%. And that is the signal that consumers are having limited cash in their pockets and they want to take the best, I would say, opportunity of the higher gold price and exchange their old jewelry, hallmarked or non-hallmarked, and get the new jewelry. So that is something that is helping the industry to continue to have footfalls. And even for those people who have weddings in their family, they need to buy the jewelry that they need to buy, and they are utilizing these old jewelry to exchange them for the new jewelry. So that is something that is really, really supporting the business. And from a retail point of view, as others have said, that the jewelers are coming out with offers and discounts and special offers for the old gold exchanges that consumers are doing, only to ensure that they get the best benefit in this kind of a situation.
So, Shivankar, what is your offer and a special offer during this time?
So there is a lot of offers. One has to, make sure that the gold prices are very competitive. So we are giving certain, discounts on making charges. We have reduced the gold rates to make it affordable for the consumers. If you're coming out with your old jewelry, then there is no deduction on the losses that people do during melting. So if the purity of the jewelry is above 22 karat, there is no deduction. And so therefore, we are trying to ensure that the consumers gets the best benefit. And even for Akshaya Tritiya, consumers give money in advance. So we've tried to kind of come up with an offer for the consumers in which if they have given the money in advance, so whichever will be the better rate, whether it's a time of paying the money in advance or during the time of buying, whichever will be the lower rate, the consumer will get the best benefit. So in this way, consumer also gets the confidence that, yes, it is a good time, auspicious time to buy, and they will get the best possible price to buy their jewelry. So there are such offers to make sure that the consumers keep buying. And finally, for every gold that you consumers are buying, we are giving silver as free, because we also firmly believe that instead of just giving money as discount, if we can give value in the form of silver in the future, the consumers will also get a very good return from the investments in silver that they will do.
Oh, well, absolutely. Shreyansh, what is your sense with the way Suvankar said that absolutely going out to ensure lure-in customers, is loyalty of customers a bit of a question mark right now? Is it, I mean, do you have to get really competitive right now to lure in those people walking in?
Right. So being a 70-year-old brand and a company, we do have a lot of loyal customers. And like you were rightly saying, nowadays, earlier what we had is like 20-30% customers used to come and pay in old gold. But now with the high gold prices, it's almost 50-60% customers are now paying. Every other customer I see takes out their old gold jewelry, they get it valued and they use it as an adjustment for buying the new jewelry, which is helpful for them because, whatever the old jewelry they were lying idle comes to use, and for us it's a raw material. So this is helping out. As far as offers are concerned, obviously the best offer we need to do is whatever we can help the customer in the high gold rates. So we are planning to come up with multiple offers. One was, we are trying to have a lowest rate possible on that day. Also having a good discount on diamond jewelry. So again, try to push more towards the diamond jewelry. And then more importantly, which I think no one is talking about, that having more and more designs. And we are planning to launch almost 3,000 to 5,000 designs, with lightweight range to show to the customers on Akshaya Tritiya.
Another thing that comes to mind is, Mr. Alukkas, this one is to you. We do understand that people are getting old gold and buying new gold. So they're exchanging gold for gold. Are they selling their old gold as well for money? Have you seen that also happen?
So coming back to us, we feel normal days as it is only 30% of jewelry is being exchanged. But past 2 months, we have been saying it is been climbing to 40%, 50%. 2 days back, we have seen 75% of our purchases have returned into old gold jewelry. So that is in case of exchanging. And coming to cash, there are people selling also. There have been 10 to 15% increase in people selling jewelry for cash where they require for some medical assistance or some business purpose, who have been holding up gold for 10, 15 years, seeing the prices have come up more than, as you said, 50% every year or 30%, 40%. So people who have got for 2,000, 3,000, the prices have, which has almost reached 9,000, there are people to sell. At the same time, there are people to exchange their jewelry. So we feel both exchange is happening with buying new jewelry who cannot afford to pay this price. They're exchanging their old jewelry to new jewelry. But there are people who also wanted to sell and get money, are also taking this opportunity to sell it and get cash for that. So that is also have increased in 15% from earlier times.
So clearly, a lot of old gold coming into the markets. Avinash, there were reports on how the jewelers are facing some sense of a liquidity crunch as well with the kind of old gold coming into the markets for cash or exchange. Has that situation eased as of now?
See, on 8th April, when the prices went down to 29.82, there were rumors in the market that gold will go down to 55,000. And because of that, there was surge in sales of old gold by the consumer, which has subsided as everyone has told that it has reduced. They are coming for exchange, but they're not coming for sale. So exchanging or making a fusion statement jewelry is a different subject than coming and selling it. So I think it has been subsided, and now when the Akshaya Tritiya is coming forward, I think everyone is moving towards buying new jewelry, and it will go on till Akshaya Tritiya and the wedding season throughout. So definitely it will surge, but there will be an exchange or using the old jewelry, keeping the sentiments intact by making combining it with the new jewelry that they are ordering.
So, Vankar, the other thing really is that, when we boast about the fact that Indian households have perhaps the maximum gold in the world, that figure is still out as a guesstimate, whether it's 30,000 tons or more than that as well. But this clearly has been, women going out and buying gold, and then you have women saving to buy gold, etc. And suddenly this is shot out of their budget. And that also in a matter of last 12 months itself. Do you see a slight decline coming in there? Would you see a changing pattern when people step out and buy gold? Do you think it's become more of a financialization right now than just pure jewelry for adornment?
So see, the Indian women have always been very wise in saving their, money in the form of gold. And yes, today, in the short period of say 6 months, because of the increase in gold price, we are looking at giving, lighter weight jewelry, which we spoke of. So like we are seeing a volume dip of 20-25%. So that is where we as the jewelers needs to create jewelry where we reduce the weight by 20-30%. So make it affordable for the Indian women. Anyway, the design sense, when it's a wedding jewelry, obviously they will need to, have a broad look. So we need to look at whether 18 karat purity will solve that problem. But when it's a day-to-day, everyday wear jewelry, I think, sleek gold jewelry or gold jewelry studded with diamonds and other gemstones will be the solution to continue to, supply jewelry to the Indian women and make them look beautiful. So I guess that's the changing trend. And because of these jumps, whenever such big changes happen overall in the macroeconomic scenario, I think that our transformation from design sense and what we offer to the customer has to change in a very, very fast manner. So I think that's the way to look at it. And yes, we have to deal with lower volumes and lighter weight jewelry.
Oh, well, absolutely. I get your point, gentlemen. The prices are much higher than what anybody thought you could see in such a short span of time. But as you guys said, in sense of value, we might see the sales go higher. There, of course, is a bigger number in sense of exchange, which has gone up by 40, 50, 60, 70%. And the old gold in sense of for cash also seems to be coming into the market. But I absolutely understand, as confused are consumers on when to buy, what to buy, how much to buy, what would give them better return. I do understand that as an industry as well, you will also need to align yourself understanding prices, consumer buying process and changing patterns as well. So clearly uncertain times, but who are holding gold clearly are, laughing to the bank right now with the kind of gains that we've seen. 47% up in last 12 months. But it will be interesting to see on how Akshaya Tritiya goes and how the rest of the season really performs with the gold prices on where they are. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining in and weighing in on, of course, the expectation on the gold prices and your expectation on what kind of season this could really open up to be. Well, with that, that's all the time that we have on Commodity Champions. Thank you for watching.